For hardcore OnePlus fans, OxygenOS 11 might not prove to be the look and feel that you've become accustomed to, but dig beneath the surface and there are some solid OxygenOS 11 features that you might want to at least give a try before deciding you want to jump ship. So here are a few that we think you might want to give a go. Thanks for watching 95 Google here on YouTube. Remember to thumbs up, hit subscribe, and then tap the bell icon to be among the first to watch our upcoming videos. So before we dive in, OnePlus might be shifting well away from its roots as the underdog or plucky upstart Android OEM more and more as the lines between itself and stablemate Oppo become blurred. However, there is a glimmer of hope for hardened fans in the form of device software. Updates may have slowed in recent months, but with OxygenOS 11.0, you're likely getting Android 11 way ahead of some other devices out there. The changes, at least on the surface, seem quite substantial, but very little functionality has been altered with the jump from Android 10 to Android 11. Think of it as just a lick of paint to help distinguish from the Pixel experience and Android One wholesale. We've spent an extended period of time with OxygenOS 11.0 though to determine some of the very best new features. It's always amazing how many Android skins out there lack certain features we all deem core to our daily experience. The most shocking aspect of OxygenOS 11.0 is that it's the first build from OnePlus to add a dedicated dark mode toggle to the quick settings panel. Not only that, it's the first to bring dark mode scheduling, which is in line with Android 11. Personally, I wouldn't call this the outright best feature within OxygenOS 11.0, as I'm sure that most people will simply toggle the dark theme and enjoy the UI as it is. For some people though, that like to have a lighter theme during the day and a darker theme in the evenings, being able to set a schedule will be a nice addition and one that you'll be happy with in OxygenOS 11. The ability to shoot Nightscape and portrait mode video is limited to a few devices at the moment, but we hope it does become a staple on all OnePlus hardware after updating to OxygenOS 11.0. Neither feature is available on the selfie camera unfortunately, which does hint that the rear camera sensor alongside the software is needed to work effectively. I'm not as convinced by the Nightscape video quality, which changes to a wide angle camera and then tries to bump up the overall exposure, but the background blur and subject detection within the portrait mode video is actually pretty solid overall. Don't expect anything close to what you'd get from a dedicated camera with a wide open aperture using this mode, but at the end of the day these are two brand new camera additions that are a nice complement to the rest of the OxygenOS feature set. Finally, OxygenOS 11 has added the ability to toggle an always on display option on devices. OnePlus's stubborn attitude to the feature has been worn down until we now have a really solid custom at-a-glance option within Android 11 on OnePlus hardware. We're not entirely sure if always-on display features will bleed down to every OnePlus device that is eligible for the OxygenOS 11.0 update, but for many this will be outright the best new feature by far. The Insight always-on display option was created in collaboration with the Parsons School of Design and gives you data on your overall device usage, including the number of times you've unlocked your phone. Visually, it's quite a nice unique look that reminds me of Mass Effect for some reason, but seeing just how many unlocks you've initiated is quite the wake-up call. It doesn't appear constantly like the standard always-on display clocks, instead it activates when you tap or list a device, but it's still a solid option to a feature that has been long requested. Expanding upon the always-on display feature slightly further is that of the canvas always-on display option. Think of this as a way to put a custom AMOLED-friendly wallpaper that then morphs into your chosen background on your phone. As a way of tying together your lock screen and home screen as an added customization option, the Canvas AOD is one of the best new and unexpected features within OxygenOS 11.0. It doesn't work perfectly with every single image you might end up trying, but the effect is really quite cool once you've applied an image to your lock screen and your home screen. The slight zoom animation when unlocking your device ties it all together really neatly and cohesively, making it an option that you won't find elsewhere and one that might become a go-to option. Although not technically an OxygenOS specific feature, as the Google Discover feed was added in the OnePlus launcher update recently, the ability to swipe right into this newsfeed when using your default device launcher will undoubtedly be a popular one. This does mean that OnePlus Shelf has been moved with this update. You can still access the shelf using a downward swipe on your home screen in any blank space, or you can disable it entirely should you wish. It's great to see the Discover feed head into more pre-installed device launchers out there, but it too needs a little bit more work to be deemed fully essential. The updated gallery on OnePlus devices probably isn't going to be much use if you use Google Photos or another gallery replacement app, but that said, it has seriously leveled up with the release of Android 11. Think of this as automatic organisation for your photo and image galleries. I'd argue the closest gallery application available that does something similar is Google's Gallery Go. By that I mean once you've updated, you can get categorized images that use AI and can work out the subject of images on your device with things like people, places, building, pets, food, technology, and probably tons more categories that we haven't even yet seen. I do personally find it really good for sifting through thousands of images I may have taken and just want, say, a picture of my dog or the last fancy meal that I ate. At a time when smartphone usage has no doubt been exacerbated courtesy of numerous lockdowns and movement restrictions across the globe, features like Zen Mode are mindfulness and well-being inclusions that can help you decompress and curb your device usage. OxygenOS 11.0 gets an updated version of Zen Mode that includes a new UI and 5 preset themes. That's not all, as there are more time limit options to pause your smartphone, along with the ability to join rooms of other people taking time out from their tech. This really incentivizes you to maybe leave your device down and focus on things that might be more worth your time, instead of just needlessly doom scrolling when in the company of friends and family. On the very surface, the similarities between OxygenOS 11 and One UI are probably not a good thing, but it ends up being one of the best features thanks to better one-handed usability. This isn't much of a problem with smaller devices like the OnePlus Nord, but most devices from the firm are pretty big compared to the rest of the industry. I'll be the first to say that the masses of white space or blank space are not that attractive at first glance. The overhaul though is good for accessibility and just general comfort when using a tall model like the OnePlus 8 Pro. All of these stock OnePlus apps have been themed to ensure you have access to the most important areas without having to stretch too far with your hands. Given that the UI elements would usually be evenly spread, this downward shift of all major accessible portions within menus, apps and general UI means that things are more in tune with your natural hand movements. It's the added speed at which you can get to where you want that makes this one-handed UI refresh one of the best, albeit divisive, OxygenOS 11 features. It likely won't affect how you lay out your home screen, but after extensive usage, the changes really do start to make much more sense. So if you're eager to try out these OxygenOS 11 features for yourself, then you're probably wondering when your device will get the update. Well, that said, the OnePlus 8 and 8 Pro already have their stable update of Android 11 already rolling out. For those with the OnePlus Nord, the very first OxygenOS 11 beta is now available, which will be updated until a full release is available in the coming months. If you have a OnePlus 7, 7 Pro, 7T or 7T Pro, the update should be available at some point in Q1 or Q2 2021. However, it was delayed initially due to some software related issues. For those with the OnePlus 6 or 6T, no exact time frame has been shared, but we anticipate that Android 11 with OxygenOS 11.0 should be available by the end of 2021, which is a little bit slow, but it's better than nothing. But with that said, have you managed to get updated to OxygenOS 11.0? If so, what features are you loving or you couldn't see yourself living without moving forward? Be sure to let us know down in the comment section below. If you have any features you'd love to see that haven't been adopted as part of the ideas scheme in previous years, then be sure to let us know what you'd love to see in OxygenOS 12. But until next time, this is Damien with 9to5 Google saying thanks for watching, and I will speak to you later.